Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to Pure Rap Podcast. Uh, this is our 12th album review, and this one we're going to be doing Nick Grant, Welcome to Loveland. But before that, man, I want to let everyone know, what I mean? We got this is a special Valentine's Day episode. You can see
Happy
from the background,
Valentine's Day.
But hey, this is going to be a one-time thing with this background, by the way. We ain't feel me? Nah, but what's good, man? This is actually our third album review this year, and once again, we're missing, Keb, but our third member, but I believe, he's gonna be celebrating Valentine's Day with his girl, and I know Darneezy, he's not single either, but I don't know what you're doing here with me. What are you doing here?
What am I even doing right now?
What are you doing here?
I'm supposed to be in Valentine's Day right now. What am I doing right now? Showing love to our fans and supporters right now. They're Valentine's. They are Valentine's too. You know what I mean?
He said,
"Hey, I'm Valentine's Day." Nah,
facts,
but things had to switch up. People got to work. On Valentine's Day, so guess you gotta celebrate a different day sometimes. I mean, you can't always be on the same day.
Music. Got a little background music, set the mood real quick. You know what I mean? Hey, I didn't even put my little thing on. It's been a minute, but Caleb will be back with us. We're actually doing this episode, we're doing this album review. We weren't gonna go live, but we decided to go live because it'll probably take me a minute to upload it, and we want to do it on Valentine's Day. Of course, we got the album Welcome to Loveland. It all makes sense. It all ties in together. So.
I don't know. It's just perfectly. I don't know how we started talking about this project, and then it kind of just.
It's Valentine's.
It's just like, all right, we'll do it in February. It just landed. Yeah. And today, here we are. It's Valentine's Day, so now we finally get a chance to start talking about it. Doing it.
Yeah, because the album actually dropped. Yeah, because the album dropped January 14th, same week with Corday and Earl Sweatshirt. Because we reviewed both of those albums, and then we wanted to do this one right after, the week after. But we couldn't really find our schedules weren't really matching. But we decided, shit, we might as well do it today. Darnell, he was down to do it today. Because tomorrow we'll still do our Monday episode. Actually, people know Mondays usually go live. You know what I mean? But we'll be doing that tomorrow
this week.
Yeah, so we switched it up a little bit. We'll be live tomorrow. But I got Darnezy with me today, and he's gonna be gone tomorrow. Then we'll have Kev at the actual episode tomorrow. So it's gonna be, we're flip flopping around a little bit, but
flip flopping because it's February month. You gotta celebrate somehow, some way.
Yeah, facts, man. So I know Darnezy said he'll be celebrating tomorrow. But
celebrating
every
tomorrow,
day, right? Right, Darnell, isn't that right?
Yeah, every day. Every day is Valentine's Day. In my eyes, my opinion. I think. Yeah.
And we could speak on that. I'm sure there's a lot of concepts you can speak about too. You know what I mean? You might be going through some of this shit right now.
I mean, this project probably talks about it all.
Yeah, definitely. But
I mean, the main thing is the Loveland. So
welcome to Loveland. So for instance, not for instance, but here's the album cover.
Album cover. So you got the heart. So you got the hearts on the headband, and
fire, bro. This is a fire cover art right here. Shout out to whoever created this. Super dope, man. Because I rock with this art, cover art heavy. But
it's pretty. It gives you that old nostalgic vibes. It feels like an old vinyl cover or something.
Yeah, super vintage. Something vintage for real. Like that hip, like a hippie vibe. But
like a hippie.
You know what I mean? But still got that street, the street element, with the width and all that. But so I'll break it down. Yeah, so I'll break it down. So this is our 12th album review. Once again, Nick Grant, Welcome to Loveland, super underrated artist. He's from South Carolina. Last project he released was an EP last year, which was Carolina Diaries. And then before that, 2020, God Bless the Child, which is actually one of my personal favorites from him. And
Oh yeah,
The
that
first
came
time I
out
actually
last.
heard Nick Grant was on Problems S2 album, which we go check that out. I'll probably put that actually at the end to watch that album review. But yeah, that's the first time I heard Nick Grant, bro. Like he was on the end of that track. It was like Corday. There was a few different people who had like those little freestyles at the end, and Nick Grant was one of them. And I was like, bro, who is this? Like, you know what I mean? And that was back in 2018 when the album came out. So yeah, I thought I immediately like went to go check out his work and all that stuff, and I was like, oh, this dude's dope. You know what I mean? And especially when I seen he was coming out with the album, you know what I mean, in the beginning of the year. I was like, oh yeah, this is that one dude that, you know what I mean, that we heard, like that we were talking about when we were doing the album review. Exactly. So it's dope to come full circle and be reviewing his album. And I checked out pretty much damn near all his work too, like way back when we did the Problem review. But
I discovered him like 2018. I think it was the 96 Bulls track, and then like that, kind of like that whole project, that Dreaming Out Loud, like that whole project was pretty fire. Like I messed with that, with the switch up, you know. Yeah, he has some features on there. You got You Gotti, it was solid from there, and then then he got like EPs and singles from there. So he's been very underrated. You know, some people might not know him though, but I know soon enough they're gonna start knowing him. I think he's getting more of the buzz now too, especially with this project. It's a lot different from his other projects. As far as like him like really rapping, this one's kind of more of a soulful sound.
Yeah, kind of like that funk, like that soul, like melodic, you know what I mean, a lot of vocals. It's definitely like you said, from his recent projects, definitely different, but it's the growth, you know what I mean? Definitely growth in his artistry. Like he's definitely growing, experimenting, you know what I mean? And we can speak more on that towards the end. We don't want to give everything up because we still got our rating and we'll speak on that, but let's go into this, man. So I just picked 4, you know what I mean? I kind of just broke them down, how like some of our reviews, and especially with this one, a couple of the tracks were short, like the intro. I just put the intro just to have it there because
it wasn't too much on
intro's
there.
Literally like 8 seconds. Like this shit's like, you know what I mean? It's just pretty much starting the album. But basically the intro track is As Funkdesiac, Aphrodisiac, but As Funkdesiac. I thought this was a dope opening track. The beat was crazy, and I felt like that beat is what made you kind of want to play this back. You know what I mean? When you heard it, you're like, oh shit, let me, I could play that back. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was a vibe with that funk element, with the beat. I think the song overall the song overall with the vocals, you know what I mean? Like it kind of just set the move, like what the album's going to be doing. Because even like you said, like when you listen to the old Nick Grant, not necessarily the old Nick Grant, but he's still, you know what I mean? But like you listen to one of his older projects,
his past work. His
past work. And then this is the first track of the album. And it's already like, whoa, hold up. Like, you know what I mean? Like this ain't, this is different right here. You know what I mean?
This is way different.
And it definitely gonna give you that like kind of like an Outcast type of like, vibe. I feel like
that's what I was thinking too.
Like Anderson, I was thinking the same kind of like a, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, like I thought it was dope. What about you?
Yeah, it was a dope, like just opening track, with the production. The production does pretty well, throughout the whole thing. It's pretty good, but it's kind of like, it's a good song, like a love language type of song. It gives you like that old, like 70s type of like a beat, him explaining himself about, you always want to make love. His mama told him to make love, not war. You don't want to be fighting in a relationship. Be like, look, man,
make love, not war.
Not war,
He said not war.
Not war. So he's playing his love language around the track though. But it was pretty decent.
I spent my last dollar. Let me tell you about it. Like
let me tell you about it.
Like, hey, you made me want to holler. Tell you about it. That's a fact.
See, in the first opening track, it makes sense why we kind of doing this. Like Valentine's Day, They probably spend that last dollar for them flowers or that chocolate or something, you know.
And I like
showing they love.
Yeah, and I like too, like just in the beginning, like, you know, you make me want to holler. Let me tell you about it. It's kind of like starting the track, like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a train, like if you're just talking about what love is, you know, it's so complex, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the start, like, you know, you see in a girl, like it's kind of like the start of feeling something about someone, you know what I mean? Like you see a girl walk by, that can end up being the one you like, damn, like she, like, you know, she's so bad, like she make me want to holler at her, you know what I mean? Like so it's kind of but it's like starting the album off like that before it gets to the end, you know what I mean? So imagine like you just seeing a chick walking by and you got to holler, and then it just goes into, you know, you might start dating, and then etc. And then it goes, you know what I mean, further into love, you feeling emotions. Maybe it's just, you know, you playing games, this and that, and then, you know, you fall in love, all etc. etc. So it's kind of like I feel like that's kind of like the way the album went, you know what I mean, as far as the concepts and things he was talking about on the album. You know I mean?
I think it's kind of like the,
you know what I mean,
this whole project is like the stages
album
of love. It's like
exactly. So
stages of love and all the relationships that goes with it, around it. So.
Facts.
No, it's gonna be talking about a lot of that in each track though.
Hey, it's Valentine's Day, man. We gonna speak about this love now.
Love.
We got track 3, Cupid is a Woman. I guess we'll just start off how we've been doing with our reviews. I'll just name it, then I'll say my piece, and then we'll just move it along. But so yeah, I think this is one of my favorite tracks off the album. It's definitely one of them. I like the way the song was put together too, just with like kind of, you know, with the vocals, but also, you know, I mean, now he's, you know, rapping on this one too, you know what I mean? So and I like a couple lines when he said, like, you know, I think it was towards the end, or if she catch me lacking, she gonna pull it, nigga, she about to squeeze, fuck Cupid, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, that's how Cupid, you know, getting ready to, you know, strike him with that arrow,
squeeze.
You know what I mean?
So arrow,
but it's like, well, I ain't ready for it. I ain't ready yet, like, how to, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, like I said, going off the last night, it's like, well, I ain't ready for that, all that yet, you know what I mean? Like, and also kind of like when he was talking about, you know, you kind of want just like a real one, you know what I mean, by your side, like the realer she is, the better my mood. Like the hood of the spot, the better the food, you know what I mean? Like that's real, you know what I mean? You go to some of the, you know, you go to the hood and shit, you know, the food is, that should be smacking, you know, soul food and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, same thing, you know, the realer a girl is like with you, like, or one that you're talking to, like your mood is gonna be much better because she, you know, you're not playing all those, you know, all those games and shit. So I kind of like what he was talking about, some of the song, like as far as like, you know, the ones that are real, and then chicks who were just like,
they're,
you know what I mean, fucking around and doing all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not really serious and nothing like that, or they just ducking them off.
But kind of, what he kind of wants, you know. But
that's what that's what I kind of got on the track too. Is like, you know, he was kind of just showing, kind of painting the picture, like, you know, he want people to know that, you know, he looking for a natural chick that, you know, got a nice sense of, you know, personality, nice sense of view, and just want somebody natural, like, you know, not, you know, one of them girls that are bougie and, you know, people that just got the ugly attitudes and different moods.
Just all about, just about, it's like you just trying to, you know, mooch, or, you know, it's about money.
He's like,
bruh, like someone who really,
he's like, what's love about it if it's like, oh, you got all these different moods and different settings, like, you know, everybody gonna have that, but that's not what he's looking for. He's looking for that.
Yeah, that's facts. We're going to track number 4, Cats and Dogs. Man, I feel like there was a like I feel like it was a good run too with a lot of the tracks. Like this is another one. I think I do like this one more as a woman. And his rapping style on this one too kind of give me that like Andre 3000 type of vibes. You know what I mean? The way he raps.
I've been seeing people say that.
And it's true though, because like you could tell the inspiration. Like I was gonna talk about that more at the end, like in my rating. I was gonna talk about that, but I'll just say a little bit now. Like you definitely with this type of album, the inspiration is there for sure. But you make it your own. Like nothing's wrong with being like, you know, like if you're not inspired by someone, like you probably won't create your best art. You know what I mean? Seeing what other people created can make you turn it into your own thing and make the best out of it, make something that, you know, the best out of it, like with your work. You know what I mean? So I feel like being inspired by someone like Andre 3000, you know what I mean, or like a Outcast album, not the older Outcast, but like, you know, newer, like, you know, the like Roses and those type of tracks.
That's that what
Outcast, you know what I mean, like early, like like that, like the 2000s Outcast, like and And I feel like that's the inspiration that took place with this type to make this type of album, because you could tell, but at the same time, it's his own. You know what I mean? It's his, like, it's not like biting or anything. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Not biting his style. It's just like, it feel like he's paying homage in that sort of way in the feel of the project. It's just like, all the love tracks, but just kind of lovey that style more than like.
And I feel like this is like a much needed type album too, especially these days. Like, of course, it's early to say like in track 4, we're only on track 4, but I feel like it's an album that's like needed, not just for the culture, but just music in general. You know what I mean? With a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world. So like, it's a feel good type of album. You know what I mean? You could just
it's definitely different. It's not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's not telling stories.
Or just
about his life
and
all that
shit, you know what I mean? It's like we get an album that's more of a concept. Like I like albums that are a concept where I could just, each track has layers to it, you know what I mean? It kind of goes on to the next one. But yeah, this is one of those ones I had on repeat. Also, beat was crazy. Like you said, the production on this album was like on point for real. Like the production was really on point. And like we say, like, I don't think you a hoe, I just know what you want. Like we ran into I ran into some girls, and I felt that way too, because like I even when I was young too, like I ran some girls, who are holding around, but it's like or not just younger, but even like like even now, it's like you run to it, but it's like that's a relatable line. You feel me? Like that's a relatable line, bro.
That's some people gonna relate to that in like high school or just like anywhere, college, and just regular life when they start growing up. You be thinking like, some of them they know what they want. Some of them they know just you just kind of got that sense of knowing when you start learning into the whole field of things. But that's but the Cats and Dogs, the production was good though. It's definitely feel. You could kind of have that feel, that Andre 3000 flow of what it is. Just feel like, dang, it's like, is that Andre 3000 or this nigga? Like, well,
I didn't feel that at all. Like I said, like I knew who it was. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, the inspiration is there. You know what I mean?
No, the inspiration there.
Yeah, like to me, it didn't sound anything like him. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like the flow wise, like it's there. You know what I mean? You hear it and you're like, oh yeah, like it's, you could tell that like it's there. You know what I mean? The inspiration. So some women know what they want, but of course he knows what he wants. So he's like, he's trying to figure that out, and like, look, he wants him to get love too. So at the same time, he's trying to find that love. if she's willing to do it though. That's hilarious. But yeah, we're going to track number 5, which is Sex Interlude. And this is about like I think like a track was about like a minute, and pretty much all you was saying was just I can't be a superhero girl, only when they get saved. I want your love, but give me a taste. You told me about your life, but these are the breaks. I personally thought that shit was fire. Like, and it was so. I wish the song was longer, bro. I wish he turned this track into a.
Like the way he ended it like that was like.
I was like,
wish you had a little more to that.
Yeah, right. It could have been dope. It was definitely a solid interlude. The beat was smooth. I like the bass in the background. You know what I mean? Like it was a dope beat. And even just the lines, like even like those are like the 3 lines he said like within the song to go on to the next one. But yeah, I messed with it heavy. Yeah,
the interlude was just pretty much concept. He's like saying sex, like these are the breaks. He's like, this is what I want. Sex break.
And even before like you kind of get into into it's like, I want your love, but give me a taste. Like before we get onto that, like I'm trying to see, you know what I mean? I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like hold on.
He's like, hey,
you feel me though?
Type of love, and let's talk about it. Look, he's like,
right. That's and that's real.
They trying to get straight to it though.
Yeah, like and it's real too though. But yeah. I guess what you want to go to the next one?
Yeah, we go to Spell Check. That's my favorite one. That's one of my favorites.
All right, so track 6, Spell Check. I'll let you start with that then.
Yeah, I like this track. I like the way it sounds too, and just really the concept. Like he's like, love is a 4-letter word. Sex is a 3-letter word. Yeah. But he's like, what does it take to get close to someone? What does it take?
And then also
you
like
know,
which one? It's like sex or love. You know what I mean? It's like, depending on which girl, it's like, like, or even a relationship. Like some of them you could just want, the 3-letter word, or some of them you might,
you
want
want
that
the
4-letter
4-letter
word.
word.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, but what is it? Yeah, but he's like, what does it take for you, for that person he's talking to?
yeah,
because he may want, she might want one or the other, and they might not be on the same page. But he was like, yeah, he's like, but I'm nasty. But he thought I was classy. He was like, when he was saying that, like, he was like, yeah, because he wants the 3-letter word, but he's like, but I could be classy too at the same time, but
yeah.
at the same time, he's like, I'm nasty. So, but it was a dope track though. I like the concept, just the way it sounded too.
Yeah. I also agree with you. I thought it was like this track was fire. Another one, it's one of those tracks that it's like it's a vibe, like you could kind of just cruise to, like one of those type of tracks, you know what I mean? Just put it on type of shit, and just let it play. I thought his first verse was like super fire though, because he had a, like, honestly, I like, you could recite the whole verse you want to, because he had a lot of dope lines, but like just a couple that I just wrote down just was, what I mean, when he said like, got me begging for the box, I don't got cable, you know what I mean? Like I just certain lines that are pretty dope, like, and he said like, break you off like a hiatus, like it's just a dope line, you know what I mean? And then he said one like, got her snooping through my phone, this the dog pound, like, Snoop Dogg,
Snoop.
like I just thought, and he had plenty of more just witty lines throughout that verse. But yeah, like he was even like I said, with the concepts, the vocals and all that stuff, he still found a way to be a dope lyricist and have creative lines and stuff like that, instead of being too simple. You know what I mean? Usually with love songs, even with rappers, it's so simple. It's not even really like they're trying to make anything creative. You know what I mean? As far as your lyrics. But I feel like he did a good job by still making you kind of think like, oh, that's a bar, like, oh, you know what I mean? You kind of like, you hear that, you're like, oh, like, okay, that's a, you know what I mean? Like he's still, he's still showing his lyrical ability in an album that doesn't necessarily have to be lyrical. Feel me?
Yeah, it don't have to be too much lyrical. Yeah, nah, he still shows it.
Yeah,
he still shows it on most of these tracks though. Those are some of the like great lines too. I think it's just the hook. The hook catches to me,
Yeah.
4-letter word and instead.
Yeah, the hook. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's one of those tracks.
It's like that little funk song.
Shit, yeah, I was listening to this album a few times when I was doing the dishes. Like I was over here cleaning the dishes. Like, damn, I'm really I'm like, shit, making sure everything's. I'm making sure this whole dish is spotless. I'm over here like, damn, I gotta listen to this.
He's whipping up the dishes with that. Nah, it's just it's just something that getting it really catchy though. Really catchy song.
Yeah, 100%. And in track 7, we got "Love and Other Drugs" featuring Rakaya. I don't know how to say her name. Rakaya. It's gotta be Rakaya. That would be my guess, right? But but with that said, she's fire, bro. Like with her, she has a good voice, and I feel like there's always someone, like even with some of the past albums we reviewed, there's always someone that we either never heard of or don't really know nothing about. You know what I mean? And she's one of those artists who, like, I never even heard her name before. You know what I mean?
But it's just like, dang, she sounds great.
She made an impact on just the song alone, where I'm like, damn, I might have to go, type in the name, like, go check out her music. Because especially, when you have a good voice like that, I'm like, I gotta hear that. Like, let me see what your music is like. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like that's good with artists like that, like to make a good impact. Like if you're a feature, you want to show up on other people's albums, because now it's like, oh, I never heard this person before. You did that good on this song. Like, let me go see what your music is about. You know what I mean? Because then you get other fans from other artists go listen to you, and then that's how you create more fans. But other than that, man, the track super dope. And even just, I thought the lyrics were fire. How he tied in, like, kind of like the drugs and the dealer, like, into love. And even like, the track, like, pretty much like the girl being the drug and him being high off love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, high off love.
I just thought it was dope how we put that together. Like, it has nothing to do with like actual drugs. You know what I mean? It's
drugs,
basically
but
like
he
using
throwing
drugs
in
as a
that
scheme and
concept.
as as for love. So
yeah, no, it was a great track like that. You know, even he talking about pills, like I'm gonna get high, but he's kind of like he's strung off of that love for that girl. You know, he in love with. So that's what's kind of a crazy idea, because people think like, dang, he's like you sprung off a female, you know, woman wise, and then it's just like, oh, like, you know, he like, dang, but he didn't make no sense, like, and he like hella love her, and it's like, hey, bro, you didn't listen, like, you try to tell her, like, dang, why you so sprung on this chick so bad?
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about, like being, you know, with a specific girl, but you like go to your homies or something, like, you know, ask them about it. But you, like, there's nothing nobody could tell you, like,
yeah, there's nothing you could tell you, but it's like, dude,
you can't
like,
tell me nothing, like, this is the one, like,
yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
But he just kind of like, you sprung off that woman he talking to.
Yeah.
But nah, it's just
it's one of those moments in the album where you could tell, like we said, you know how it starts, the way it starts, like, this is the moment where you could tell it's like he's really into, you know, the girl or whatever, you know, he's really like, you know, I mean, like I said, like, you know, I mean, like, she's basically like a drug, like, you're high off that, you know what I mean, like, you're high off of that feeling, that love, you know. So I feel like that's where it starts off. But yeah, we go.
Yeah, that's because
8. Oh shit, I didn't even. You know, go ahead before we go.
That's why I think. Yeah, that's why when I saw the lines, like, oh, you thought you was running things. Look how she got you sprung up, boy. Like, she got you sprung up. Do anything and everything.
I mean, it's a whip.
Whip. So, yeah, but don't get high off your own supply.
Oh yeah. When you said that was fire. Yeah, they told me not to get high on supply. Yeah, he said he didn't listen.
He didn't listen.
Yeah, this was a super dope track though. I thought this one was fire. And then, yeah, we're going to track number 8, which is The Simulation, featuring Malaya. And once again, I'm not sure who produced the album or how many producers. Like, I'm curious to who produced, like, who, you know, who was a part of this album, like, to put it together. Because this was another one of those tracks where the production was just crazy. Like, the production throughout the entire album held up and made you want to. I feel like it has a lot of replay value just from the production alone. You know what I mean? Like, besides like his lyrics and the actual songs, like the production was really good. But yeah, let me see what I said. Oh yeah, and this was kind of like similar to the last track of those concepts, you know what I mean? Of like,
yeah, he's like, do you love?
Like, now he's talking about, you know, like a simulation, like, you know what I mean? Like, is it real? You know what I mean? Like, when you say, is it real? Is it like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and also just kind of how we used in the last one, you know, we were talking about like certain drugs and like how he's, you know, high off, you know, for love and stuff like that. I feel like this one also, like when you say, you know, he used a lot of like, for instance, like a simulation, you know what I mean? Like, is it real? You know, how like in real, like, you know, how a simulation would be, like, it's like programming, you know what I mean? Like, you know, is it real? Is it fantasy? Is it, you know what I mean? He was talking about different lines he put in. He said, you know, like plug in socket to you, like just super witty of how he made it tie into love. Like, he still made certain, like, you know, like the subject matter, you know what I mean? Like with love, and still had a concept about something totally different, but ties it into each other, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like how all the metaphors and everything goes well with it. I mean, you know, when you're talking about drugs, now you're talking about a simulation of things.
Yeah, but you're still writing like with those lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's still having the same. Yeah, and he's still bringing out his seeds of his lyrics and his bars, you know, to go with it.
Like let me see. How can I say? Like, for instance, like, all right, like he's talking about drugs. Like, you could say like talking about like you know, weed, MDMA, cocaine, etc., right? But those are just drugs. But now you're using it in a way where you're actually talking about love. Same thing with the simulation. Like, it's like a computer. You know, you're talking about different parts. You know, plugs, sockets. But you're making those lines as like into words with like love. I understand it. It's hard to explain because, like, you know, I make music and I write in similar ways. You know, I could take something and turn it into this. Like, I can make a whole scheme, you know what I mean, about a simulation, but make it seem like it's a whole other thing. You know what I mean? You can make a concept about something totally different. It's just hard to explain, you know what I mean? Like, it's only like he could really just do it. Like, he just knows what he's doing. Like, as a writer, he knows what he's doing.
And that's
so
what
as a writer, he's really good though. Like that's one thing I'll say about this album. People say what they want about like just the songs and the vocals, but as a writer, to make a song like that is it's different because it makes you think instead of just something simple. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, this whole project is different though. This whole project is different from like the concepts and him, you know, trying different things. You know,
definitely showed his range as an artist. You know,
with different topics and different melodies and how he, you know, flowed on each track too. Especially around and it kind of shows really well, like, you know, how versatile he is, because, you know, he was in his earlier projects, he was, you know, going bar for bar. This one now is, you know, more of a love type of story, and then just kind of like you know, him a lot of melodies, a lot of singing going on, you know.
But still, like when he, I felt like the moments that he did rap, he showed that it was still really good, you know what I mean? Like it held up, like every moment, like it didn't, like it was all fire, like all the lines he was saying were still crazy. So like he made sure that every time he was gonna rap, it's gonna, like, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, like he's still, you know what I mean? He's still going crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's still. Nah, it was still. This was a good track though. I love the production wise and the concept. Definitely good. Go to
track number 9.
The ingredient.
And it's similar, similar thing, you know, like we were talking about with the, you know, first the love and drugs, the simulation, and then the ingredient. Same thing where now he's talking about, you know what I mean? Like he's still using the same kind of concept, just in a different way. Now you're talking about love, but with it, like, you know, with ingredients kind of like food. Like he said, like a tablespoon of love ain't enough for me. You know, I'm gonna need some more, baby. You sweet, no appetite for nothing, because you all I need, baby. You the shit, sugar, honey, iced tea. Like it's like ingredients, you know what I mean? Like, so it's the same way, bro. Like you could take this certain, you know, concept and turn it into what he's talking about for the actual album, you know, with love. So.
Yeah, he kind of showing, like, in a way, he's showing how much he probably cares for that person, or how much love you, like, like you know, you sweet like iced tea, you know, you like sweet like this type of ingredient, you know, with other foods and stuff. Like, damn, this is how much I kind of care for you and love you. Yeah. Like this will make the iced tea, or this is how you make the love of the steak or something like that. Like this is, you know, she add that glossy, because he was like saying like she's so flossy, take the whole drink, like that's what make it, you know, glaze up, maybe the steak, you know, with that, or, you know, the tea with, you know, having too much sugar, that brings the whole concept with that. So I like he just what were you saying? I like the way he, you know, he kind of painted that picture, you know, step by step with all the ingredients, and like, you know, it kind of just shows how much, you know, you can explain so much about love with those type of
with a whole nother subject.
Yeah,
that's my point. That's my point I've been trying to say, but I just couldn't think of how to say it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know what the words I was like trying to use, but basically, like, it just with the subjects of the album, like he did a good job with like different analogies, wordplay, different concepts, like of how to tie it into love. You know what I mean? That's basically what I've been trying to say this whole time. But and also like you said, like he had another line too, and I think in the second verse when he said like, can't have my feelings like Cambo, she takes my soul like a sample, God put his paintbrush to the canvas when he made you for my future. Like he just had a bunch of dope lines in each verse. And also a side note that I wrote down because I was curious, was like, you know, in the beginning, or like sometimes at the beginning of a song, or like at the end, it's that girl like saying, like, she'll be like toxic masculinity, or like in the beginning of this song it was like divine masculinity. Like, does that have to do with what the song is about to be about, or is it like, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing I was just thinking about, like on the side. I was like, because you don't just say that for no reason, like if the song, or like if the next song is about to be about that, or the song, you know, like
I mean the next one,
it's an interesting thing, you know what I mean? Like we might have to get him on the show, interview him or something,
get on the show and see what was the concept,
kind of explain it a little bit more, you know what I mean?
Because, you know,
that would be what
the ingredient didn't really sound like that masculinity, or you know being masculine or nothing like that. That was the whole different type of thing.
I pretty much, like, I think like with divine masculinity and like toxic masculinity and stuff, like I don't really know too much about the actual like about like what that stuff. I don't really look into all that stuff, like, but I be hearing it. Like, I know a little bit about it, but I don't really know like too much. So, for instance, I wouldn't necessarily know like what that ties into. You know what I mean? Just because I haven't like researched that for myself. But so that's one thing I was just curious about. Like, one thing I would want to ask about, or I could just look it up myself. But yeah, it was just something I wrote on the side because I kept on, because when I hear that like at the beginning or end of a song, or like, you know, at the end of a song, like the girl would say something. So I'm like, does that have to tie into the next song, or what is that? You know what I mean? So that'll be just a question I will have for him. But yeah,
or different
super dope song, super dope track though.
I never even got that feeling at the whole track. That just kind of went overboard. Maybe I had to.
Right, because it was just something I thought about.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, right. It would definitely be dope to interview and like ask that question. You know what I mean? Shoot, we might. Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. He did show love. He put it on his story. You know what I mean?
So, that was love though. Not a lot of people review this project.
Hey, but you trying to hop on? Like, we're trying to interview you on the podcast, bro. Hop on. We need to ask you some questions about this album.
But or his career wise, well.
Oh, all of it. Yeah, all of it. That'd be crazy though. But yeah, we can go on to track number 10, which is Brutal Honesty. And how'd you feel about this track?
Track was deep though. I mean, he's like, yeah, you won't hurt my feelings. Yeah, if you just, you know, be real with me. But I mean, at the same time, I think, that's what love was all about though, right? I mean, I think it's about being honest, right? Being loyal,
and even when you gotta say the things that you might have to say things that
might hurt,
you know.
But it's like gotta make sense.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that could change your whole life. So like, you know, that could change your whole life. Like if you're not doing nothing or she like, you know, start talking crazy or reckless, like it could change you. You might like, damn, like maybe it make you kind of reflect a little bit. You know what I mean? So I see what you're saying. Like,
it's like he's like, that's why he's like, I mean cut you off, but like that's what he was saying. Like, you know, he's like, I love it when you talk real to me. It's like, you just, you know, you want to be 100% real with somebody, and you know, and share all those feelings and all those thoughts and opinions about it all the time. I mean, it's, you know, that's what it's all about. And that's what he kind of get in the concept. You know, it's a deep, but it's a really good track because that's what the viewers and people need to hear though. You need to hear those type of things. You know, for that type of thing.
No, 100%. Yeah, that's why I was saying this type of album is like much needed. You know what I mean? Like you don't really get these type of albums. You know, just in general in hip hop throughout the years. Like you don't. It's not often when you get a concept. You know what I mean, about love, and you know what I mean, all the way through an entire album. Maybe it might be like one or two tracks. You know what I mean? But it's definitely much needed, especially a song like this. I thought I think the thing that stood out the most to me on this track though was the production. You know what I mean? I think the production of this album, like
every track, really the production too. You know,
man,
the production,
bro.
It's just that
crazy.
That feel.
That's another question I would have. Is like, who's the producers? Like, who wasn't like maybe he produces? I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. I couldn't really find out who produced it though. That was the real thing on this type of project. I don't really know who actually produced any of these, but whoever did though, definitely did.
Shout out to them.
Hey, shout out to them. Hey, shout out to him, Nick Grant. Hey, shout out to him.
Shout out to whoever was involved. Same thing with the cover art. Whoever did that, shout out to them. But yeah, we're going to track 11, which is Zombies, Mary Jane. Man,
Zombies.
This is one of my favorite tracks on the album.
Yeah, and I like also that one here.
Yeah, it's that Rick James, that Rick James Mary Jane sample, and that song specifically has been sampled a lot, just in general in hip hop. But I really thought this one was like this one of my favorites, like as far as beat wise, like whoever made the sample. I thought it was super well done, and he just, and also same thing like what I was saying before. Like I feel like he got lyrical on this one, and he just had a bunch of witty lines that make you kind of like think. Like he showed his ability of being lyrical, and I feel like. Also, I'm just bringing it back on what I said. You know what I mean? Like I said, people can make, love tracks, love songs, things like that. But it's super simple as far as just the lyrics. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to be too complex. You don't have to be super lyrical. but I feel like he did a good job of kind of doing both. Like he made sure he was still lyrical and had bars, but he also was still had some simple ones in there too. You know what I mean?
Still had that subject matter and concept still together.
Yeah. So he made it very good to like for people who just want to chill and listen to a song, but he also made it good for, you know, the people who want that Nick Grant lyricism. Like, you know, like so he made sure that
so you still got a little bit of both. Like
you got a little bit of both.
Versatile.
Even one song, even one line he picked when he said, "They told me love is blind. I follow Stevie's superstition. My gut feeling controlled by intuitiveness." I thought that was crazy because, you know what I mean? It's like you're just pretty much following your, you know what I mean? Instead of, you know, following your heart or, I mean, your mind of what, you know, what you think, like what you think, you know what I mean? You're just gonna, you know, you might not know what, you know, what it's gonna lead to or things like that, but I'm gonna just follow my gut. You know what I mean? I trust in that. So, I like the way he tied that in, you know what I mean? But, you know, they told me love is blind. I follow Stevie's superstition. Like that was just crazy.
That was cold.
Yeah,
he has some cold lines on here. You know, I definitely like how he basically saying like, you know, I like you because you different. You know, you stay off the trends. Like you ain't like a trendsetter. You ain't, you know, always got to see what's the new thing out. You know, he like somebody that's different, somebody that's just organic, somebody that's, you know, natural. I definitely like the chorus. You know, he's like, come alive. He's like, yeah, sex can make things bad if you do it too soon. Maybe if you do it too soon, maybe sex can be bad at different times. Maybe if you do it the first night, first date you go on, you know, you have sex too soon, then it might have a different first impression off of somebody. You know, maybe they just like, maybe they think that's what they only want at first, you know, sex, or maybe if they even want a relationship. So maybe it could be bad at certain moments. I think that's what he's trying to portray on there on the track. Is like, you know, when is the perfect time to have, you know, the smash? So
hey, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So
yeah,
it was. But yeah, overall,
I'm telling you, we've been going in on these reviews, man. I'm telling you, people sleeping on us with these album reviews, but we be like diving deep into it, like actually trying to figure out, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, exactly what the message, like, especially with the Earl one. I personally think we did really good on that album review, bro, because he's so complex and it's hard to like exactly pinpoint what are you talking about exactly.
It is hard.
I think we did like damn near like really like as good as we did, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to track like that's what I'm saying. When I was hearing you kind of talk about that like this track, I'm like, see, man, and I was just thinking, I was like, as a fan, I was just like, man, if I was listening to this right now, I'd be like, these guys are really like listening, like doing the whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We diving deep into these tracks, though. Diving deep to these records, man.
Facts. Yeah, we're going to track number 12. These are the last two tracks of this. Can't even speak. These are the last two tracks of the album. Track number 12, Gangsta Lean, featuring Keon Harold. You know what I mean? Yeah, people, you know, that Gangsta Lean, you know, when you in the, you know what I mean, the whip, just, you know, cruising back, you know what I mean? Like, and some people might have that, you know what I mean, with the gun tucked, you know what I mean? Like, cruising, you know, cruising to the block.
Yeah,
like,
that Gangsta Lean could be like you and your girl chilling and you just kind
of facts. That's what I'm saying. There's so many, a lot of different.
There's so many different concepts with that. You know. But I'm thinking love language with this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly. That's a fact. But the track was cool to me. But at first, like, I was like, oh, it's whatever. You know what I mean? Just when I first listened to the album. But the more, obviously, we listened to the album over and over again. So, like, but it definitely grew on me. And also, I just like, all right, he had a line where he said, of course, he said some things before, but he says solo, but I give these crucifix. That's on my God. I thought that was crazy because just the play on words, you know what I mean? Solo, but I give these crucifix, and that's on my God. Like, you know what? But a cruise, he was talking about crews, like actual, like, you know, people who aren't a crew. But he's talking about the crucifix. Like a crucifix is basically like, you know, that cross, like with Jesus on the cross. Yeah. So you know, crucifix, like. Crazy, bro. I'm like, yeah, right.
That play on word right there.
Play on word is dope, man. So,
that's crazy.
But basically, what tied it in was, when he said, "And that's on my God," like, because that's literally like what it is, basically. You know what I mean? And then also just the little hook, like, you know, when he said, I ain't into breaking the rules, don't play me for a fool, you know, don't be confused because I'm a cool nigga, you know, I keep a tool with this gangster lean. Like I thought that was dope, because it's like it'd be facts though. It's like, you know what I mean, and that's also relatable too, because it's like, you know what I mean, like, you know, people do what they want to do, you know what I mean, buying into, like, you know, I'm not going too far into, like, you know, breaking the rules of the street stuff. You know, people did what they did, but it's like, you know, don't play me for a fool, or don't get me confused just because I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you press, you know, you press those buttons and something. It's like, hold on, like, so now I can relate to that, because that's pretty much how I've been, even just, you know, growing up. It's like,
yeah, it's like, you know, yeah, definitely don't, you know, don't front and act like you got it too. Yeah, just to be flexing on stuff, you know. He's like, yeah, like I know you as a person, like I know that ain't you, so you ain't gotta be flexing. Or it could be like that, you know, people maybe be flexing on the media and thinking they got it all, but then, you know, reality ain't got it all. So you know, and then
he be saying,
you know,
he be
that's
saying
that.
a lot in these songs. That's for sure.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of got too from that though. You know, either they niggas cooking bacon or they giving cop vibes. They giving cop vibes. Since soda cans by the inner tube, since I said bait. The only mission is to get paid though. That's on this gangster.
You kind of like lagged for a second. Say that again.
Oh, what? Oh no! Since soda cans by the inner tube, since said I've been paid, the only mission is to get paid. That's on this gangster.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That cop line was cold though. That was crazy.
Yeah.
This song definitely grew on me for sure. But like I said, I think, and I would tell people this. You know, we were talking, you know, before we got on here, and that's one of those things about the reviews. Like, even when I said, like, the song grew on me and stuff, like, I felt like our reviews or our rating changes for the album, like when I first listened to all the way through, and then once by the time we do these album reviews, because I might say something that Darnell would be like, oh, I didn't even think about that, or Darnell might say something and be like, so you kind of have a new, you know, outlook on the meaning or just the song in general that could change your review. Like, so that's what I'm saying, like, our reviews might be totally different from not our reviews, our rating might be totally different from going into it. But at the very end, that's when our rating might change. Because I remember Darnell changed his rating. I want to say with the Donda one, because you weren't really feeling Donda like that. But when I started explaining some of the tracks, you were like, "Hold up, you gave it a better rating." You were like,
I kind of got more care for it. Like, I don't know, I just had a different outlook on it. Like,
because when we start speaking,
it just didn't feel like it. Then you know the concepts and the whole meanings. So just by hearing the track is different, but. Yeah, you do get that different feel, especially when you dive in deep to a project, though. Because it's like,
hey, hold up.
You know.
Side note, someone I just seen, shout, I guess his name, Dave. I seen him. He DM'd us on Instagram, and I guess he replied to our story. He said, "When you guys are gonna talk about Isaiah Rashad?" I told him, and it just for me, I was on, hey. Tune in tomorrow, episode 42. Tune in tomorrow, episode 42. We're gonna speak on all that. We're gonna speak on Super Bowl. We're gonna speak on Isaiah Rashad.
I ain't even gonna be there for that one.
I know. I wish you were on for that one, but we're gonna speak on a lot. Hey, speaking of Kayla, you know what I mean? I'm up here. Oh wait, if I can put it on. There we go. Hey, Darnell, Valentine's Day. You know,
whoa.
Hey, Darnell spreading that love.
You got spreading that love.
Okay, man. But yeah, let's finish this off though. We got track number 13, the Ock.
The Ock, yeah. No, that was a.
But yeah, featuring Kaya. So we got her. You know, we got her back. You know what I'm saying, with the vocals.
She on track. She on 2 tracks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She on the last track too. So, and I personally thought this was a dope way to end the album. Like, this is a perfect way to end the album.
Yeah, it is. It explains a whole lot.
And yeah, especially just with when he said, you know, like when he said, those that say love ain't working aren't doing it right. Trusted, patience, communication, loyalty, and affection. Like, he was dropping gems. Like you know what I mean?
He was just explaining detail on detail. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when he said a couple other lines, he said, you know, I think I love you more than I love rhyming. My thoughts are clouded. Paint the sky whatever color you like. Shade won't divide us. Crazy line, you know what I mean? Like with the clouds, you know, you could basically the way he tied it all in, you know what I mean? Like you know, my thoughts are clouded, paint the sky whatever color you like, and shade won't divide us. Like crazy.
Damn.
Like the shade, you know, for the artist, like
yeah, the artist like, they got a shade.
He really like I'm telling like bro,
even like deep in there.
Even with the way the songs are, bro, like his writing ability is crazy. And then also another line he said was, he said, "Pain is free, but you got to pay therapy to fix these problems." Like that's real. You know what I mean? Like pain, we gonna feel pain, but you tell me I gotta go pay just like damn, I gotta pay for therapy to fix this. Like
shit.
But even just the beginning though, when he said, you know what I mean, they say love ain't working, you know, there's a lot of people, especially like through social media and stuff, you know, like be like, you know, fuck, all guys are, you know what I mean, all women are bad. It's like, bro, but it's like, you know what I mean, even just with love in general, it's like, man, you gotta figure it out. Like you gotta, you know what I mean, you gotta stick with it and figure it out if you really, you know, I'm feel for someone. And like you said, the game is right there what he gave, you know, trust and patience, you know, I mean, communication, loyalty, affection. You know what I mean, those like all of the, like that was like to me the main, like that's the recipe, you know what I mean, to make a good, you know, relationship with those with just what he named.
Yeah, no, that's great. Great way to
like
say
I said,
that.
Yeah, I just finished off before I handed it to you. I said, I feel like even just with the album, you know how we said at the beginning, you know, when it's like you're seeing the girl, you know what I mean? And how it all ties into a little kind of like a story, you know what I mean? Of going through all the emotions, feelings of love, basically. I feel like this wraps up the album perfectly, which is basically, you know, kind of giving the listeners like, you know, kind of a good message and assuring them, you know what I mean, that love could work out if you know what I mean? Like just go through it and, you know what I mean, do it right, basically. So I like the way how he started it and how he finished it. It just, to me, wrapped it up perfectly with this track. So, and also this one is actually one of my favorite tracks on the album. So
it's really solid though. It's like, yeah, like he, you know, he's talking about all these details about, you know, the love and relationships, and you know, if love ain't working right, you know, it ain't got freaking, oh, what is it? Oh, he follows on Twitter. Hey, shouts out to that.
Oh, hold up. Follow us on Twitter. Hey, real one, bro.
Hey. Nah, much love. Appreciate that.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah,
for real. That's real.
Yeah, my bad. Let me dive into the track. But yeah,
we
got all guard though. But yeah, he's just showing all the, you know, talking about details about the love and the relationship, you know, trust, loyalty, and affection. You know, those are kind of he basically tell you the qualities.
Sorry, this man just commenting, bro. Just on you over here commenting, taking time to comment. You could have hopped on, but you better hop on for a second, bro.
He said hop on. Yeah, he's showing all the. Now he's showing all the qualities of the relationship though, and you know, I like
facts.
Like every song has a story and of how it's like, you know, finding yourself with love and you figuring out relationships and knowing what's the right thing that he wants, what's the wrong things that he's pointing out, what is the things that he wants, and you know what she wants, and he's trying to figure out for himself and figure out her mind, and he's trying to learn better as a person.
Yeah,
to see like his, you know, love and have a better relationship in his life. So I mean, he's just trying to find that. It's kind of like you searching for that and trying to be, you know, a better person by doing that. So he's just kind of painting that picture all in one.
And I agree with what you were saying, and that's one thing about love too. It's like, you know, you could learn and gather information for others. Like for me, I speak to a lot of older people, you know, being like, what problems and what issues did you run into, you know what I mean? And most of them always say the same thing, bro, is like that patience, like and communication. Like that communication is key, man. Like that, like it's true.
Yeah.
But also I think that sense of touch too, like he said, affection, that love, like, you know, making sure that you're also like there, you know what I mean, and kind of, you know what I mean, got someone to talk to, or just if it's, you know, something small, you know what I mean, like but I feel like at the same time, as much as information and things you could gather, you won't ever truly know until you actually go through it yourself, you know what I mean? Because every relationship is different, you know, two individuals are different, you know what I mean? So you can learn and gather things and take the good and the bad, and even if something happens with the first one, you know, you take that good and the bad and make sure you take it into the next one of what not to do and what, you know, what to do better and things like that. So I feel like he was also giving game. He was also talking about, you know, off experience, you know what I mean? So it kind of gives you like as a listener, you know, kind of like you know, kind of a guide, like just the type of feelings and things that you might go through, you know what I mean, just through love and just relationships in general. So yeah, man, he did a really good job with this album. And definitely I feel like I have a newfound respect too, just after doing this review from what I had first listened to it, because I messed with the album heavy when I first listened to it. I was like, oh, this is different, this is fire, you know.
Yeah.
But after reviewing it and actually, because I feel like it's always different, and I said this before on one of the older album reviews, but I'm gonna say it again because it's been a minute, but it's always different from listening to an album and then after reviewing it. Like when you review an album and actually, because listen to an album all we want and be like, oh, this album is a classic, this album is fire, this album is dope. But when you sit down, listen to the lyrics and actually dissect everything and try to get the messages and try to, you know what I mean, and even put it into your own life, you listen, you have a different respect for it. Like even with the J. Cole album, like when we dissected that whole album, like, bro, I was like, man, I like this album even more than I did when I listened to it the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So same thing with this. After doing the review, I'm about to be listening to the songs differently. I'm about to be like, oh yeah, like I remember when Darnell said.
Yeah, no, when Brian, pointed out those, lyrics too,
yeah, you're gonna be listening to it a lot differently. So
yeah, no, it does portray a way, different sonically in your mind differently when you playing the music now after reviewing it. So, it's definitely a solid project. It's definitely something different from his discography of his albums. Definitely versatile. Definitely shows a little bit more of growth. And him just not being scared to dive into something different. Melody wise. We all know he can rap, but he can do different things. With a track itself, and I think it really shows here now, and I think a lot of the fans, like this kind of different concept that he brought, to the table with this one. Yeah,
I agree. And like I said before, bro, it's a much needed album, especially 2022.
Especially around this time.
Yeah, especially what's going on with this time. You know what I mean? I feel like we need more, need more music like this, something that's a feel good album, and also something that, kind of dives deeper into the aspect of love and just how complex it is, you know what I mean? Kind of going through all the feelings and just going with the flow, going through it. I feel like it's definitely much needed, especially with a lot of crazy things happening these days. It kind of gives you an album to just kind of reflect on even your own, you know what I mean? You might be in a relationship, you might be set down, and maybe he gave you some gems. You'd be like, oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? So I thought it was dope. But yeah, we're going to top 3 favorite tracks of the album.
Damn, top 3 tracks.
Top 3. You want to start with yours?
Top 3. Dang, do I got mine? I think.
Sheesh. I got mine ready.
Oh, you got yours? Yeah, you can go with yours first. I mean, it's a little.
Well, I have 5. I don't really have an order, so I'm just gonna say.
Said 5.
No, but look, I'm gonna choose the 3, and then I'm gonna have 2 honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. So definitely the last track that we just the art. So that one, Zombies, and I want to say Cats and Dogs, and then my 2 honorable mentions are The Ingredient and The Simulation. So
okay. I think I think for me it's Spell Check.
Yeah, Spell Check crazy.
Love and Other Drugs, and Zombies. Yeah, honorable mention is definitely the Ingredient is on there too. Honorable mention.
Yeah, the
Ingredient was hitting different. Listen to that, I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I'm like, woo. Like man, he just how he laid that track out like that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Crazy. But yeah, let's go into the rating, man. So you want to start off, or do you have yours ready?
Yeah, no, I can start mine.
Right. Yeah, go
I don't know, because you might.
I explain. You know how I do my ratings. I explain and then I tell my ratings. So.
Yeah, nah. I mean, yeah, I could go off of my rating. No, I'll give it a solid, 8 out of 10. Just from like how concept the project is, definitely around the time we doing it. I mean, it's Valentine's Day. It's like a love it's a love project, but it's definitely a lot of a learning experience too, as far as people that are just in relationships, people who are trying to go into relationships, or people trying to just figure out what's love really about. You'll definitely get a lot in this type of record. But yeah, really just yeah, it's really good, concise, really short. And, I really enjoyed it. You can play this early in the morning and stuff, cleaning or whatnot. Definitely play it at any time. But yeah, I think it's as far as my rating, yeah, it's just 8 out of 10. It's a little bit for, I wouldn't say more for the females, but it's for men, it's for all people though. So it's a little bit of both.
All right, 8 out of 10. So I'll usually write down a review or a rating. So I could put out that snippet. I need to put out the snippet for the other ones, but I'll probably put them all together I'll probably pick Corday, Earl, and this one all together since they all came out on the 14th, and I'll just put the snippets together and then tell our rating. Just do that. Probably make it easier. So you said 8. Yeah, so I agree with you, man. This is one of those albums that you could put on, like you said, in the whip, while you're cleaning, whatever. Just have it. It could be just background music, honestly, too. Like you could just have it playing. I feel like that's the type of album too. That it's just a feel good, album, especially with set the mood. Like it's a good vibe for real. It's a dope concept album. The cover's fire. The production, to me, the production is like A+. Like whoever did the production, bro. Shout out to the production, man, like crazy, man. Because the production held up, like, bro, like half of the songs, like I'm like I'll probably just listen back just to hear the beat. Like
beat.
That's how good it was. Like shoot, like we need to
forget the lyrics.
No, the lyrics are crazy too. But certain albums, there's certain albums, like I like when artists though they put out the album, but they put like the instrumental version. Like sometimes even with like Currency or something, like if you have some Alchemist beats, like they'll put the instrumental version. Also, like I think like the Fetty album, like they would also put out the instrumental version. I was like, I love when producers do that, bro, because it's like, man, because some of the beats you just like, man, I want to, even for someone like we just want to listen to that, so that's dope. And also, like I said, his style, he's definitely grown as an artist. Obviously I didn't hear him when he first dropped or first came out. I've only heard of him since the Problem album. You know what I mean? But you can also go back and listen to the albums, which I did. I listened to all his work, so I made sure to, especially before this, I made sure to even go back, listen to it again. But he's definitely grown as an artist for sure, and he did it good. A lot of artists, they experiment and they try different things, but it could be a flop, and nothing's wrong with you trying different things and trying to be different, but it's like sometimes that shit just don't work, bro, like what I mean? But this one like worked 100%. Like he really like found himself with this style, what I mean? Because now he could kind of do both now like he kind of like like I'm curious to see how his next album is going to be, because I'm excited to see what's next, what I mean? Especially coming off of something like this, and even his EPs that he came out with last year, like his EP, bro, it's like he's like just his lyrical ability. Like I'm excited to see like what he could blend and try to do next. What I mean? So I'm excited for that. It definitely got that style, that kind of a Kendrick, like To Pimp a Butterfly, like what he did with some of the things that he did with his voice. Like I said, Outkast, Anderson .Paak, and I don't know if Bilal. He's like kind of a neo soul singer. Like he be having music with like Common and like people like that.
Wow.
He kind of That's just another one I want to throw out there that I kind of have a vibe of the artist. I could tell like he probably had inspiration from to make this album, but he definitely made it his own, and it's got replay value. And I'll probably give this. I'm stuck between a couple, but I think I'm gonna go with because I'm being hard on my ratings this year. I'm just not letting up like I used to. Like I'm not letting up. So this one,
I'm going real hard, severe, thinking about it. That rating.
I'm stuck between 8.5 and a 9. I don't know if I want to go up to a 9 because I'm still waiting for something like crazy to blow me away to be like, well, I could give it a 9 or a 10. I feel like this is like kind of like one of those albums where I'm like, do I want to give it a 9? Do I want to? But like that, I'm not trying to think. Did I like it that much? Do I want to give it a 9, or do I want to give it an 8.5? I'm gonna give it a 9, bro. I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna do it all the way because I changed it during this. While we were doing the album review, I changed it like to a 9 because I was like, I think it's actually a 9. You know what I mean? Because I was just gonna give it an 8.5, which is still
good. No, it's still solid.
That's like still, you know what I mean? But
still replay value and everything. So
I will say this: out of the Corday, Earl, I was looking back at our other reviews. I will say this: I did like this album the most out of all of them. Like that came out. Like if I'm talking about those 3 this day, I like this album the most out of all 3 of those albums. And even when I looked at our ratings, like I think we all did. You know what I mean? Like,
our ratings are mad different, but I could agree though. It's something different. It's definitely something joyful. Like
it was much needed.
It was much needed around this time.
Like, so I'm gonna give it a 9. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. So.
That's still good. Man. That's still great.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, bro, that's it for album review. Once again, our 12th album review. Nick Grant, welcome to Loveland. If you haven't listened to the album, or if you don't even know anything about Nick Grant, man, go check it out. Obviously, we gave him an 8. I give him a 9. Like those are, every time we give these reviews, if you listen to our review, we dove deep into it. So you know what it's all about, the messages. Go check him out. Go check out his older projects. Definitely doesn't disappoint, especially if you're into hip hop. You're a hip hop head. You want to hear those lyrics. You want to hear bars, all that good stuff. Go check him out. Like I said, you won't disappoint. And then after you get the bars, you got an album like this. You know what I mean? So it's like he got something for everyone. I feel like this is a good album for him too at this moment in his career because it shows that range. Like someone gonna go back and be like, "Oh man, Nick Grant going crazy," and then they're gonna go to this album and be like, "Whoa!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna take you away, kind of. So I think it's dope. Go check that out. Go check out our last album review, which was Earl Sweatshirt, Sick, and then Corday from a Bird's Eye View. Go check out episode 41, and we'll be live tomorrow. Unfortunately, Darneezy won't be with us. He's gonna be celebrating Valentine's Day tomorrow. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Different.
What you got to say before we hop off of this, man?
Welcome to Loveland. Go ahead, check that out. Check out Nick Grant as an artist. Looking for somebody that's underrated. Put that up there. Yeah, check that out. Check out our other reviews too this year. Corday. We got Nick Grant. I'm trying to think. I forgot who else we had so far this year.
I think we just had 3 this year. Just Corday, Earl, and Nick Grant.
Yeah, Earl. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
I think we're gonna be trying to do Saba and Snoop next. I think those are the next 2 that we're thinking about doing. So, give people a little bit, kind of see what we're about to be doing.
Look for more reviews more this year too.
Yep.
Yeah, and thanks for the love and support. You guys showing us, and happy Valentine's Day for all the love out there.
Fact, man. I hope everyone's having a good one today. Even if you're single, I hope you was enjoying it with us. You know what I mean? That's what we did this today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I say did it.
Yeah, man. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be going live. We'll be doing usually we do our episodes on Monday, but we'll actually be going live Tuesday instead. So we're hitting, back to back. You know what I mean? We're getting the content out there. Episode 42 will be tomorrow. I'll be with Keb. We'll be discussing, like I said, a lot of news, with the Kodak Black situation, the Isaiah Rashad situation, the Super Bowl, new releases that came out.
Right, and Nelly shit.
And we didn't. Oh yeah, we could talk about that. I forgot about that. Damn, there's a lot because we didn't go live. We didn't go live last Monday, so we got a lot to talk about this episode, man. So me and Kayla about to have we about to have a fun one.
You about
to miss out, man. Man. It's gonna be fun. I hope everyone tunes into that. Definitely leave your comments. But like I said, everyone, once again, Nick Grant, welcome to Loveland. Go check out his album, check out all his work, and let us know also too in the comments. Especially if you're gonna be watching the replay, let us know in the comments what your rating is, your favorite tracks, and also other albums you want to see us review too. You know what I mean? So, or just other artists you want us to check out. You know what I mean? We're always open to listening to something new. So, yeah, man. That's pretty much it, bro.
Yeah, that's love.
Like Darneezy said, everyone have a good one.
Good
Especially, you know what I
one.
mean, if you're drinking or whatever you're doing today too, you know what I mean, if you're out and about,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean,
yeah.
get home
Be
safe, you know what I
safe.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
be
home
safe out
safe.
there.
Don't drink and drive. Yeah.
Facts,
Nah,
man.
take
So
it easy. Everybody be safe though.
that's a fact. All right. Peace.